Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Clayton's Driveway. We are at a temporary location. The Clayton's Garage location is now officially closed. My lease there has come to an end and we have shut down on that chapter. But that's not a problem. We are on to bigger and better things. So this is my new temporary location. I'll be repairing the lemon here and getting a few things done. Today I went out and I decided with some bad news I need to celebrate and get me some good news. And after the dyno day and all the dyno talk, I had a small chat with Mr. David Carr and asked him what are my options? Can I flash this bike? Do I fit a power commander? What happens? And I don't know if you remember this statement. A 2008 GSX-R1000 pushes out the same power as a 2020 GSX-R1000. Obviously, that statement in isolation makes no sense. But what he was trying to say was that back in 07 and 08, these bikes had no restrictions. The ECU literally just controlled ignition timing, fueling, those sorts of things. There was no ride-by-wire flaps that you opening full throttle and the flaps was actually busy closing. There was no limits set on the ECU in terms of what your bike can actually do. So taking an old bike like this and flashing it would give you very little gains. Taking the newer bikes and flashing it would actually give you much more substantial gains because of EU regulations and how they've changed over the last 10 years. So that being said, what can I do to mine? Very little, unfortunately. Unless you have one of these. This is a PowerCommander5 advanced fueling module. I picked this up on Facebook, and the best part is that no one was buying it. I spotted this a year ago when I first started repairing this bike, when I actually just bought it. And this guy advertised it as a PowerCommander secondary fuel module. Now, a secondary fuel module attaches to the PowerCommander, and when he advertised it, the pictures looked like this, and at no point did he actually show the PowerCommander. So the people that are not in the know wasn't interested in buying a secondary fuel module because they didn't know that they didn't know what it was, maybe, and they didn't know that it actually came with a PowerCommander. This on its own is about 5.5 to 10,000 rand, and this is, let's say, half of that as an additional expense. Together, I think I checked on the PowerCommander website. For the PowerCommander 6, you're looking at about $350 and $200 So together, you're looking at about almost $600 in South African money. That is 10 to 12,000 rand. I paid a whopping 1,000 rand. So I scored in a big way. Today, we're going to quickly install this. It's a really simple installation process. What happens is your PowerCommander attaches to your primary fuel rail, your fuel injectors, and the other one sits. One of these then connects to the throttle position sensor. Your secondary fuel module is your secondary set of injectors that sits in your airbox. A lot of guys don't make use of this, so they only run the first set of injectors. They don't run the second set of injectors. And to improve your performance when you're at high speed, your second set of injectors is spraying from the top and your first set is spraying from the bottom. Those ones actually take over. So this is something really good to have. In addition to this, maybe at a later stage, I'd like to get a auto tuner and then also maybe a quick shifter. They all just nicely plug into each other and daisy chain one to the next, and you can then control everything of one program on your laptop. But let's get started. Let's get this thing fitted. Okay, so installing the PowerCommander is really simple. We need to remove the back seat, front seat, tank cover, and then just raise the tank. And once you've done that, we need access to the top fuel rail, which are these 4 points here. And then we need access to the bottom fuel rail, which sits there. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is at the end. And then we need access to our GPS. So that's how simple it is. Your PowerCommander rests in the tail. They give you a very nice diagram in the manual, basically telling you route it in this gap, through here, right around, along the loom, under the tank, and then straight to your 4 points. So first we start with the loom. On your fairing, this bolt and this bolt needs to be removed. And the only reason for that is so that we can lift the fairing slightly and then push through the Looks like I'm gonna have to take the tank out. So as the loom comes up on the left side of the bike, you'll see that there will be one long set of connectors. This is going to your TPS, which is sitting in front on the left side of your throttles. Then if you read the PowerCommander manual, it will tell you that the orange wire goes to the far left, to cylinder 1. After that, you'll notice that if you pull the wires straight, they are sitting with 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all at different lengths. So that you'll then plug in 1, 2, 3, 4. This is obviously the top rail. We're going to be doing the bottom rail first. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so let me get my hand in the way here. There is cylinder number 1. Here we are. And orange cable, really as simple as plugging it in. And on the other side. Done. That's how simple it is. We go to cylinder number 2. It's in the yellow cable. This one you should be able to see better where it's sitting. Cylinder 2. Okay, our secondary fuel module is exactly the same. Orange wire starts on the left and runs across to the right. Pop them off and pop them back on.
And there we go. Really that simple. Last but not least is our TPS. Okay, so the TPS sits behind the steering right over there. And it's a bit difficult. There we go. So that's it there, sits on the side of your throttle, and we're just clipping these in. Here we are. That part's in. Oh no! I just clipped the original clip back in again. Okay. Here's the TPS. Here's my PowerCommander. Okay. Clip 1 is in. And then PowerCommander. Is in. Right. Here we go. Time to just close up, neaten up, put everything back together, and then we can plug in the laptop. So I quickly looked at the manual, and it turns out you have to route the cable on this side, not that side of the battery. And the reason for that is it will give you more space when you drop the tank in terms of routing the wires under the tank. Now that that's done, last thing we do is we just connect the ground wire. It will do nothing. If you look at the power, it does nothing in terms of power on your PowerCommander, as it draws its power actually from the TPS to get the power signal to turn on. There we go. Ground is connected. Wires are nicely routed. There we are. Everything is fully assembled. So now we turn the key. Oh, there we go. You see we've got a green light. Can you see the green light? Got a green light and a green light. If I start the bike, so now to tune it, we plug a cable into this port and plug that into the laptop. There's a jumper lead that runs from the one PowerCommander to the other one, and a little what do you call this? They have a special name for it. It just ends the circuit. So this one you can plug into any open port, and from here you can plug in your auto tuner, you can plug in your LCD module, you can plug in your what's that thing called? Quick shifter. You can daisy chain as many different dyno jet units as you like, and you can then tune them all from your fuel modules, to your ignition timing, to your power commanders, to your map indicator, or you can have different maps for different things. So you would then plug them all, tune them all from this and the software. Other than that, if you're doing this on the PC without the bike, then you would have to have a cable running to each and every single module to tune that. So that's that, guys. That's how you install your power commander and secondary fuel module. I won't be tuning the bike. For that, I would need either a dyno or a auto tuner, both of which I don't have. But you all met Mr. David Carr. I'll be shooting out to him tomorrow, and he'll be putting the bike on the dyno, tuning it for me, and seeing where do we fall. Hopefully this time I can beat Marco. But yeah, let's not get our hopes up. Yeah, we're taking it to David Carr. He's going to dyno the bike for me, tune the auto tuner and the power commander, and see what we can get out of it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Peace.